As usual, Summer was right and Cody was wrong.
Now we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Today is the day we officially start prepping the containers to paint. And we don't want this process to be super chaotic, so we've really just spent the morning cleaning up, organizing everything, and power washing all of our equipment. Our power washer is really going to come in handy during this process because we're going to have to spray the containers down and get them nice and clean before we start primering and getting ready to paint. Cody absolutely loves his new power washer, so let's go check in with him. So like I said, while I've been working on the inside of the house, Cody has been out here just power washing the crap out of everything. He absolutely loves his new power washer. So thank you Giraffe Tools for sponsoring today's video. Let's tell you about it.
So this is the Grand Falls Pressure Washer Plus. It has 2,200 PSI of output and a 100-foot hose.
Retractable, I might add.
100 feet, y'all. Isn't that insane? Think of all the different possibilities.
The installation process is super easy. All you have to do is hang the bracket for it, which just takes 4 bolts to be able to attach it. Not only is it a super easy installation with just 4 bolts, but that doesn't mean it's permanent either. You can actually just slide the power washer right off the bracket and move it to wherever you need to use it at. So if the 100-foot hose isn't quite enough length, you're still able to move it around and you're not tied to one location. After you install the bracket and slide the pressure washer onto the bracket, it's as simple as hooking up the water hose, plugging it in, and turning it on.
And there's kink-proof protection. You simply retract the hose by gently pulling it in the retractable system. The unique retractable system can wind the hose neatly without any trouble of kinking.
So that's a super big advantage for me because we're actually very familiar with that happening with like the winches on our Jeeps or our air hose reels for our air compressors and stuff like that. And those types of auto retracting things aren't able to move back and forth and neatly position the hose like this is able to. So I definitely thought that was something super cool about this pressure washer. Another awesome feature is it actually has a spot to be able to hold a soap can on the back of it. Most pressure washers come with a hose, so you can just put a hose in a bucket, but this actually comes with its own container that sits into the pressure washer and holds it there, so I thought that was pretty cool. It also comes with 4 different tips, which includes this nice tip holder on the end of it.
The overall system is super lightweight and it makes it really easy for me to be able to complete projects around the property as well.
Giraffe Tools creates gear that works hard so you don't have to.
If you want to find out how you can get your very own pressure washer, check out the link in our description. Thank you Giraffe Tools for sponsoring today's video, and because it is Paint Your House Week, it's going to come in handy. So let's get to it.
We're going to start by grinding down all of the rusty areas. Containers are made with a zinc paint.
And then the zinc paint acts like an anode and rusts so that way the metal doesn't. If you want more into detail, Cody goes into detail in our last video, so go watch that. But basically, we are just sanding them and getting that layer of rust off. I've been going through the corners and then just giving it a nice little rundown. And then once we get all of the surface rust and all of that completely sanded off, then we'll pressure wash the containers, make sure that they're completely clean, primer them, and then paint them shortly after. We're just probably going to use just some fast drying spray paint primer. It's really not a huge deal. Primer is primer and works just the same, and we're really just spotting a lot of the big rust areas. Once we get the containers painted, they're probably going to stay painted for
maybe 3 years at very max before we site it. So this is more of just a short, temporary, aesthetically pleasing change. This isn't the end all be all, so we're not really too concerned on all the details.
And then we've actually used this primer pretty frequently throughout our build, this exact primer. A lot of this stuff was done about a year ago at this point, and like I said, it's just primer, and just the primer itself has held up really well and kept everything from rusting. So we know that it's good for sticking to the container and it won't come off or anything like that. And while Summer's been doing all the sanding, I've been taking all the stickers off. As you can see, our house does not say Mediterranean on the front anymore. So happy about that.
This will eventually all be covered in a room, so I'm not too concerned about preserving the hardware. Originally, I wanted to paint it black so that way it kind of just offset the blue container and just looked aesthetically pleasing, but since now it's going to be turned into a room, we're probably just going to spray it just like we are the rest of the container blue. These are 2 tools that we are using for this process. When I take you over to Cody peeling stickers, we'll show you the tools that he's using, but I'm using this one. I'm using this wire wheel to get inside all of the grooves, so it goes from these to these. This one still needs a little bit more work. This one's done. That's what
it all looks really good.
Thank you.
So this is what it looks like before, so you can see kind of like all of them. Pretty rusty.
I've gotten this much done. I got this much left. The cup wire wheel is used for more of the surface of the container. This is what we start with, real ugly, and this is what we want to see. We want to see on the deep rust, the bare metal, so that way we can primer that and prevent rust from happening in the future. Also, if you can't tell, it's freaking hot today. We don't need a fire. It's scalding. Okay, let's get to it. I'm gonna continue working from the outlet box and on. That's kind of where I stopped yesterday, but this is essentially what we want. I'll tackle the bottom piece whenever I get done with the top of the containers. Lunchtime's over, it's time to get back to it. If you are curious what I'm listening to while grinding these containers, it's the Makeup Monday, Murder Monday Makeup Podcast, or some Murder Makeup Mondays, I don't know, one of those 2 by Bailey Sarian. So that's what I'm listening to while working. Number 3, I think 3.
As usual, Summer was right and Cody was wrong.
How?
Because I thought you were going to say how we're going to Roll King.
We are going to Roll King.
We're going to Roll King. Summer said the other day that we should have got multiple wire wheels, and I said I ought to be fine. And yeah.
I figure if I decorate the house in pumpkins, then I can just make a whole bunch of pumpkin things later, and then I won't feel so bad for spending the money about decorating the house in pumpkins. That's my logic. It's time to get back to work with the very little bit of sunlight that we have left.
How long did that last?
I think like 5 minutes.
I'm so irritated at her right now. She's a brat.
Maya, what did you...
What did you do? Did you eat my pumpkin? Really?
We ended up not doing a whole lot yesterday. We're tired.
Coffee.
Grinding is kind of repetitive, so I film when it's satisfying, and then other times I just kind of turn the camera off. So that's another reason why we just didn't film late into the night, is because you can't really see, and grinding's repetitive and there's a whole lot of it to do. That's basically what we're gonna do today. We're also gonna focus on stickers a little bit more today, and yeah, coffee first. He got all of these stickers off last night, and I only have 5 more divots to do today. Do you think that'd be OSHA approved?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
We have actual respirators. I don't want to walk up and go get them. So.
And I think they need new filters anyway, so.
Yeah.
So being that we're still getting a lot of condensation in the morning, we don't want the containers to rust overnight, so we're trying to do this in sections. That way we can get it primered before it starts to rust again. We have the whole bottom half done on this side of the house right now, so we're gonna go ahead and power wash it. And then once the sun gets it all dry, we're gonna start primering.
All right, it is day three of prepping the containers. Let's go see what Cody's doing.
So we got this corner of the container, the front of the container, completely primered and ready to go. We kind of just wanted to get an idea of how it was gonna look, how it was gonna perform and stick. We had this entire half to do, and obviously the top half to do. We're focusing on this container first, and then we will work on the back container, but it's a big project, so we want to work on it in sections.
And the reason we haven't done the corners yet is because the corners have a lot of pitting in the rust and the metal, so we're actually going to be using a rusty metal primer for this, and we'll be showing you all that in a little bit.
The primer that we're using for the main part of the container is rust primer, but because the corners are structural, we want to make sure that we're using something extra strong for those. There's a few areas that we haven't been able to get to because of the gutters, so he's going to start by removing those.
Okay, I didn't get maybe more than 2 minutes into, not even, I wouldn't even say 2 minutes. I'd say half a second and it already started smoking. So we need a new drill, and the only place to get Wyobi is Home Depot, unfortunately. So we have to go all the way into town. Going into town is like an entire event because it's at least an hour drive there and back, I'd say, with traffic, sometimes even more. And then by the time you're in the store, and then you're hungry, so you have to get food.
Yeah.
And it's just an entire event. So I think what we're gonna do is try to bust out as much as we can right now. And we have his impact still, so we're going to just use as much as we can on this primer with what we have left, and then we'll kind of get a better idea of what materials we'll need, and then we'll just make a big haul at the end of the day. So got the bottom half of the container sanded, so Cody's gonna power wash it, and then we are going to spray our little hearts out until we have no more spray and go get more.
And now we wait for her to dry.
A ton to harvest. Well, it's a ton to me. Probably not a ton to y'all, but it's a ton to me. So let's do it.
She just came off. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but
And the windows are already primered from whenever we did the framing, so we'll just pull the windows out whenever we paint the house so we can paint the frames. Because now we need to go get more paint.
Also, if you don't know, we are going to paint our house like you would any other home with probably Sherwin-Williams exterior metal surface paint. We'll go into all of that later on. And we're probably going to spray it on with a spray gun. I just wanted to clear up any confusion. We're just primering it because it's the most easy and efficient thing to do right now. Okay, so we pretty much have the entire front, I would say majority of it, primered.
Primered, yeah. I was gonna say, we're about 3/4 probably.
Haven't even touched the back really much, except for just a little bit of prep work. So that's really what we're gonna be focusing on in next week's, or not next week, I say next week, but we literally post like every couple days. So in the next video, that's what we're primarily gonna be focusing on. And we're gonna wrap it all up in that video and paint in the following one. So just to kind of give you a little bit of insight as what's to come next in the next couple days. But I didn't really see a whole bunch of questions on there. I kind of scrolled for a minute, but we did get some Amazon packages.
I'll show you.
We already opened these because Cody and I order on Amazon quite frequently for the house, and so it's kind of hard to differentiate which is which until you open it. So Doug Scott got us a canning kit to go with the canner that he got us, and so very, very, very thankful for this. I have not canned my tomatoes yet.
Summer has 30 some odd pounds of tomatoes to can, so yeah, we definitely need that. Been reading on it the last couple days and trying to figure out the best way to do it, so hopefully we'll tackle that here in a day or two.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think I'm probably gonna do tonight's project. Here's the thing, I'm not gonna give y'all a tutorial because I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'll kind of just film the process and what I end up doing. So yes, thank you, Doug Scott. We're very, very, very thankful. And then to go with the canning kit, Lucy Lucky says, just a little something from a viewer in Texas. Love the videos. She got us a canning book. So I'm really excited about this. As a beginner canner, I have no idea what I'm doing. And so between YouTube videos, books, and just articles online,
That's
more
how
help, the
I'm-
better.
Yes, for sure. So I'm very thankful for this, and I'm excited. I'm going to be using this in the next couple days. So, woo.
This one we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know who it was, so
It says,
thank you.
Enjoy your gift, but there's no name.
Thank you, mystery person, but they got us potato grow bags.
There's no name, so I cannot thank you, but whoever you are, we are very, very grateful, and I'm excited because we're actually growing potatoes this year, so
Yeah, we're
we'll be
super
able
excited to
utilize
try
this.
it. We're gonna keep them on our list in case y'all are interested, but they're pretty cool because they're like a big bag to grow your potatoes in, but then it's got a flap that opens on the side to actually take the potatoes out while they're still growing and everything, without having to like dig into the dirt and
Yeah.
pull them up and stuff.
So if you haven't tried them and want to try them while we're trying them, you can check them out on Amazon. I think we have it in our list.
and if you have
so.
tried them, let us know your tips and tricks with them.
Yes, so very excited about that. The last Amazon package that we got is right here. We were expecting this one. Tressa Barnett emailed me and we were corresponding back and forth. She's so sweet, gave me tons of good advice. Her and her husband are incredibly kind, and so we were actually having people out that night and we were talking back and forth, and so we got it all set up. We love it. I'll throw in some pictures here, and we're actually going to be turning it into a movie theater soon. Not this area, it's going to be something different, but stay tuned for that after we paint the house. Movie theater build in the woods. Yeah, let's do it. And Cody loves it a lot too.
Oh yeah, it's freaking huge.
So thank you so much. We enjoy the crap out of it. And to go along with the packages that we get, I want to be able to thank y'all. And so a few people that have sent us stuff have reached out to me through email and through social media. So please reach out to us through social media. I want to send you a thank you card. And I finally got a P.O. box, so I can send y'all thank you cards now. So always reach out. I typically am really good about responding to my messages and emails. And if I
Maybe in the
don't,
video?
it's pretty much because I don't see it. So. Handsome boy. But yeah, we're feeling extra grateful, extra thankful, and I'm so excited that this container is going to get painted. It is something that I've wanted to do for so long. So I'm just very excited and giddy and everything. So
I guess that's about it for this one. So we're gonna head out and get some supplies, and we'll see you in the next one.
bye.